Devin Townsend! This riff is not really supposed to sound this huge, it's so simple. But Devin Townsend is doing something here that most of us guitar players completely miss. And once you notice it, you start hearing it everywhere in the song. Let me show you why this song Deadhead sounds so massive. Okay, so the first time I heard this song, about 10-12 years ago, I was mesmerized. It completely blew my mind. It felt like, this huge emotional roller coaster, like massive guitars, ambient delay trails and reverb, huge atmosphere, and this feeling that the song just keeps building and building and building and then finally releases that tension. That just feels so good. Why does the song feel so massive? Why do these riffs, they sound so epic? Like, some huge battle is about to begin or something like that. And over time, I started noticing some of these few things that make this track incredible. I mean, at first glance, this riff sounds very simple, and it is simple. It's not the most technically challenging song ever, but listen carefully to what's happening in between the notes. Listen to this. Notice how much space there actually is? He's letting it breathe. He's not like, oh, I'm playing a little bit slow, let me fill in the notes, let me maybe do some embellishments. No, he's like, I'm gonna play this riff so that everybody can sing along, which is very important. This silence, this tempo that Devin has chosen is absolutely perfect for this. It just starts playing and you feel like, okay, something is about to happen. I need to pay attention. That is the beauty of choosing a correct tempo. Faster, more technical? No, who gives a fuck, right? A lot of guitar players think that. More notes is equal to bigger sound. But is it? No, not really. Very often, it's the exact opposite of it. Less notes, more space. Another really important aspect of the song, we have to talk about delay and reverb. And it is very interesting in the song because there's a lot of delay and reverb happening in this track. And these delay trails that we have, they actually fill in between the notes, they're filling in the gaps, so the riff can breathe without sounding there's emptiness, without sounding there is no impact. It never feels empty. And this combination of space plus delay plus a reverb, it creates this cinematic atmosphere, right? Yes, something is about to happen. It's getting you ready. Listen to how delay and reverb fill in the space. Listen to this. Beautiful, right? Another very key element here is the tuning. Now, this song is played in the open C tuning, which simply means C, G, C, G, C, and the E. So you have your C major triad. You play all the strings open, it's gonna sound good. Yeah, C major chord. Now this tuning allows a certain notes to continue ringing without choking them when you're switching parts. It lets you play a certain notes while the other notes keep on moving. Listen to the verse especially. I'm gonna play the verse for you guys. Listen to that. Such a beautiful open chord, yeah? And then we have... Right? If I was playing this on a single guitar, I would probably do power chords on one. And somebody else, or I would be overdubbing it, like... But no, what Devin does... And then he switches. This chord keeps ringing. Sounds like two huge guitars playing together, but it's just a single guitar. It's beautiful, right? And you know what, guys? These ringing notes, they create this very wide harmonic interval, right? Which makes the riff feel even bigger than it really is. Now listen to what happens if I mute the open, ringing strings. I would be something like... It loses that zing, no? When it's beautiful. Did you notice how small the riff sounds when I'm muting the strings, which are supposed to be ringing? So this resonance is doing a lot of work. Another subtle but very important thing happening here is the muting, the picking dynamics that Devin is using. Now, see, the funny thing is, he's palm muting a lot of the lower notes and lets the higher notes ring out, right? And I think it's not calculated, it's very intuitive. Because when you see him play this live, he's not playing it exactly the same every time, which tells me it's more of an emotional thing for him rather than, technically calculated palm mutes. And you will notice this with a lot of, great guitar players, especially great songwriters. They let the guitar become what they're feeling emotionally. It's about the feel of it rather than a rigid decision taken that I'm always going to play it like this. It doesn't work like that. And this dynamic variation, some palm mutes, some open notes, again creates this contrast which we have been talking about a lot and brings more life to the riff. Listen to if I don't do any palm mutes. It sounds like some beginner is trying to play, right? I mean, I might consider myself a beginner, honestly, but listen to this with palm mutes. It's like, yes, something is about to happen. It's crazy. Okay, so the verse goes like this. This verse riff, it hits right in the feel, man. Every single time. Now, as the song moves forward, the core idea remains the same, but you will notice these riffs, they keep coming along and evolving, but they do not deviate from that core idea. Hey, you are in this epic movie and something is about to happen. I think that's what Devin is going for in this song. It's still, there's a lot of space, there's a lot of ambience, a lot of resonance is there, guitars remain completely in control, which is something, a lot of modern metal records miss. They often use a huge amount of, gain, trying to bring everything together, trying to come up with so many technical parts all fitted together. Devin is like, bro, we don't do that here. Here, the gain is completely controlled and the size is actually coming from the arrangement and the ambience. And then the chorus part comes. Chorus suddenly arrives and everything is like massive sounding. It's like you have finally arrived at home. Open chords, the picking becomes stronger. Emotional energy finally has this kind of a release. Not exactly a proper release yet, but kind of a release happens in the chorus part. And this is a perfect example of how you build tension and release. Remember the intro? It has been building tension. And now suddenly, on the very first time in the song, the chorus lets it release. It feels amazing when it happens. And that's why it feels so powerful, even though it's literally just two chords. Listen to this. You have your F and E flat. That's it. Two chords. Why does it feel so massive? Because of arrangement. Another reason why this song sounds so powerful and so massive is production. Now we all know Devin Townsend is not just a great guitar player, he's a master in the studio. He's a phenomenal producer. If you notice one thing, the guitars are actually driving most of the song. They sit very forward in the mix, but they're also very controlled. You can easily hear multiple guitar layers. There is synth, there is some sort of an ambient pad playing in the background. There are choir-like, synthy elements, especially in the second half of the song. Listen to the song very carefully. You will hear these backing vocals chanting things. And these elements, they are creating a lot of depth, a lot of width behind the guitars. They are not fighting with the guitars at all. The drums hit really hard, very simple groove, yeah, and very dark sounding. You will notice one thing, the drums do not jump out at you. They are just there to keep time and to make you head bang. The bass is doing exactly what the bass guitar is supposed to do, not fighting with the guitars, following the root notes beautifully well, letting the energy speak for itself. And by the way, the guitar tone is also very dark, what we associate usually with rock music, where, bright, in-your-face guitar tones. This is a step back. It's very dark, very muffled, very moody, very sinister, and a lot of space is coming through delay and reverb. No other trick or any magic. And then the outro kind of happens. In the outro, he plays something like this. This part, oh man, This part makes me feel things that I cannot tell you guys honestly. Feels massive, feels big when the drums enter with this riff again. And because the song has been building so much emotional weight all throughout it, when this part finally arrives and things happen, it feels like you're just floating in outer space. Same sort of an idea, but hits so hard. That's great songwriting right there for you guys. The reason why the song feels so huge, it's actually a combination of a lot of elements. For example, you have your space between the notes, there is ambience, reverb and delay trails, beautiful chord progressions, a lot of dynamics. Drums keep entering and leaving the song. They are not constant all throughout it, and very surgical, careful production. Sometimes, guys, the biggest riffs are not really the most technical or very fast. They are just written with the right amount of restraint. You have to take a step back. Your job as a musician is to serve the song, not the other way around. Now that you know what's happening in the song, let's play the riff again. What a song! If you guys enjoy these kind of guitar breakdowns, subscribe. There's a lot more cool stuff coming about guitar tones, riffs, songs, and songwriting from some of the greatest rock and metal musicians ever. Take care, guys. The recording starts and I can't play the fucking riff.